I've been told to make my Facebook private. That's about it.
Do you know what a cyber attack is, and how vulnerable do you believe the United States is from a cyber attack?
Do not know what a cyber attack is.
I don't know if I could give you an exact definition of what a cyber attack is, but I would just have to assume that it's some sort of hacking from one computer to another. Um, and if that's the case, then obviously I believe that the United States is somewhat vulnerable to cyber attacks.
I don't know what a cyber attack is in a public place like that. Do you believe? How do you? I believe that I think the United States is pretty vulnerable. I have no reason to back that up. That's just what I think.
Well, cyber attack is just basically either a person or another government just basically either hacking into a system or basically inflicting fear upon people through the use of like technology or the internet or like certain software by either hacking into the system and leaving detailed messages, changing stuff around that like screws up with them, or basically maybe crashing a system that's like really important to like vital to defense or something like that. And like the United States is like pretty vulnerable to it, but at the same time they know what they're doing. They're not. The United States isn't the best at defending cyber attacks. Other nations are definitely better at it, and other nations are better at hacking than we are. But at the same time, we do have pretty good defenses against it, whether it's like with different encryptions, code.
Are you guys talking about like from other countries?
Yes.
Like biological and like cyber warfare? What's my view on this? I think it's pretty scary. I mean, everything's like run by computers. So if they get into some important systems, they can really fuck shit up.
Do you feel safe or unsafe in cyberspace? If so, why or why not?
I feel safe on like familiar websites, which is probably kind of stupid. But if I'm like in a weird website, I always feel like my computer is going to be attacked by bugs and viruses.
Do you feel safe or unsafe in cyberspace? If so, why or why not?
I mean, I don't feel that safe. I mean, everything we do on the internet, like everything you do, like everything's there. Like once you type something, you post a picture, it's there forever. You can't get it off. So it's like hard to feel safe around it. Like, I know, like, I feel like in 10 years when I apply for a job, they can, look up, oh, here's, this kid in college, like, here's pictures of him doing stuff. Like, I feel like, the amount of stuff that's on the internet now, it's just people can pull it from anywhere. So I don't feel that safe. I'm not sort of kind of safe with what I put online. Very careful, at least.
I used to when I knew less, but I feel that now that some of these things are being brought to my attention more, I feel like I have to kind of look out a little bit more and be aware of my surroundings on the internet. What sites I'm using, what information I'm plugging into the computer.
I feel safe. I feel if something were to happen, some kind of bullying or a cyber attack, that I could fix it or have the website possibly fix it.
What do you know about cybersecurity, and why do you think it's important?
Well, from what you've told me, I think it's probably pretty important because everyone has a lot of important information, like stuff for their bank accounts and other like accounts online, like on their computers. And so, if someone was to come in and take all that stuff, their whole life could be ruined.
I don't really know the logistics of cybersecurity, but I probably should.
I know nothing about cybersecurity.
Um,
Just cybersecurity is just like basically ways in which like government or certain people just input like ways in which like people prevent obviously people from hacking them, or cybersecurity is like whether how they what information gets released, what information doesn't get released, kind of like security. Obviously, that was kind of cybersecurity kind of took a downturn with the whole Snowden incident, but like at the same time, like it's just basically on how well certain information, based on how important it is protected, and it's obviously important because we don't want certain information getting out, and like don't want information that's vital to our country's defense that like we don't want other nations to know, like, or what people think, what people. I don't know. Yeah, it's important, obviously.
Do you think cyberspace influences international relations?
I think it does because a lot of things in this day and age are online and through like video and Skype and over email and stuff, and so that stuff has to be transported or through from one person to another safely because if it gets in the wrong hands, something could happen.
I think that could possibly happen. I think our world is starting to become pretty technological dependent, so I believe the ability to hack maybe another government's computer would do as much damage as, say, bombing it.
As a military man, do you think that cyber warfare is going to be the new frontier for warfare? If you think of in terms of spaces to fighting, as in land, sea, air, and cyberspace and space, do you think cyberspace is going to be this new frontier for warfare to occur in?
I mean, it can be. Like, the problem is like, it has happened where people have taken control of, like, they didn't, like, they got control of, like, certain military, military artifacts, like, through cyber, like, warfare. And it's just like, I mean, I guess you can say cyber warfare can be something like the use of drones and stuff like that, because that was like that's technology. And even like drones have been like hacked and stuff like that. And then in a way, it's like cyber warfare has kind of already happened. Like we're using drones to like take out villages that like people obviously are in. Maybe we're using them a little bit too harshly than we should be. But I feel like it's kind of already happened. Like like I think we will still see active troops in the field because I feel like there's technology, but then there's people, and I think you can trust a person to get something done more so than technology because the technology is just programmed to do something when a human is more like knows what they're doing. Like I don't know. I just think that's
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that.
And for our last question is, do you know what industrial espionage is?
no.
No, I do not.
I have no idea what industrial espionage is.
No. Sorry.
Cyberspace. What is cyberspace?